Hello everyone, welcome to ET Auto. My name is Arushi Rawat and the car that we are talking about today has driven the sales of its parent company to the highest sales ever in 7 years, and it is none other than the Nissan Magnite. It's the Nissan Magnite. Just kidding with you. So the Nissan Magnite has single-handedly taken the sales of its company from a standstill to the highest ever in 7 years, and today we are going to talk about how it has done the same. Now, when we talk about this hotly contested subcompact SUV segment, which has the Nissan Magnite as a very worthy competitor, this segment has the Fronx and the Tata Punch as well. Now, when we talk about the sales figures of the last 6 months, the Magnite has consistently sold over 2,500 units per month, whereas the rivals, which is the Fronx and the Tata Punch, have sold staggering units in the numbers of 12,000 units to 15,000 units per month. Now, of course, this is not a comparison video. This video is about how and why the Magnite should also have a fair chance in this hotly contested segment. Now, the reason why the Magnite should be considered in this segment is because of its value for money proposition. Now, the variant which we have driven is the petrol automatic, which starts at a very competitive price of rupees 6.75 lakhs only, whereas its equal counterparts, the rivals, the Fronx and the Tata Punch, start at around 8.5 lakhs ex-showroom Delhi. Now, this price difference itself makes the Magnite a very competitive option in this segment. But that's not all. Now, when we talk about the design of this new facelifted Magnite, we automatically see that it retains the very similar design of the previous generation, because that was completely fine and nothing majorly wrong was present with that SUV. What it has changed is that it has given a slight piano black finish around the grille, which you can see between the headlights and the grille right in front of you. Apart from that, you also get 16-inch alloy wheels that further elevate the stance of this SUV. Apart from that, you don't get a lot of exterior elements that would make the car stand out, but why touch something which is completely fine? You also get a camera up at the front, which is part of the 360-degree camera and safety feature of the Magnite. One of the very important reasons why the Magnite should be considered for somebody looking for a subcompact SUV is that it is one of the very few offerings in this segment with a safety rating. Yes, the Punch does have a 5-star safety rating, but the Magnite on the other hand has a 4-star GNCAP rating that makes it a very interesting buy. Apart from that, you get the interior, which is quite uplifted from the previous generation. You get soft leatherette in black, and it is complemented by this very arresting orange that takes the cues from the front to the inside. Now, overall, you get a very uplifting cabin, which is priced between 6.5 lakhs to 13 lakhs for the top variant. Now, the variant that we've driven for an entire week in Noida and Delhi and around is the top spec CVT turbo variant. Now, this is the variant that enthusiasts can probably look at. Now, coming to the cons of this subcompact SUV, the interior, although does feel very plush and upmarket as compared to the price that you're getting it at, it also loses a couple of features that makes the other options in this particular segment very, very competitive. Now, this facelifted Magnite comes with an expanded feature list. It has always been a very well-equipped compact SUV, but it adds goodies like the engine remote start, the auto dimming, IRVM, the cool glove box, a USB-C type port for rear passengers. It also gets us updated 7-inch digital instrument cluster that is less irritating than the outgoing model. It also has auto headlights and a couple of safety features to make you smile. For example, it gets 6 airbags, 3-point seat belts for all passengers, ISOFIX anchors, ABS, traction control, a tire pressure monitor and a hill start assist. The higher Tecna and Tecna Plus variants also get a 360-degree camera that I was talking about, and it does not have the best resolution but works quite effectively. Now the absence of a sunroof does hurt a little bit, but yes, the sunroof is not a very important feature as compared to other features offered in this particular segment, because the weather is not always very sunroof worthy. But what this car actually misses out is ventilated seats. There will be times that while being in this car you will feel that the features are not up to the mark. For example, yes, it does have a wireless charger, but it only is available from the mid variants and up. Apart from that, the seat comfort is excellent. It is a very soft, cushiony seat that hugs you right in place, and you do feel that the overall ambience of the cabin is very supportive and very comfortable. 3 people can sit at the back very easily. It also has AC vents at the rear, and the leg room and the shoulder room is very comfortable as well. The addition of a piano black applique that connects the grille and the headlights makes the former look larger. The front bumper also gets a contrasting silver bits that protrude slightly. What it does, it makes it look muscular and also serves as a fog light housing. Now, similar to the very little additions made to the exterior of the Magnite, the interior also has only very slight changes made in this facelifted model. For example, as compared to the outgoing model that only had a all black interior, this one, especially in the topmost Tecna variant, it has a copperish feel to it, a copperish color addition made to the dashboard and to the seats that make the interior further very elevated. Now, what seems like an afterthought is the addition of the ambient lights that kind of are missable. You really have to look for them at night, and even then you might just miss them. However, in terms of boot space, it has 336 litre of boot space as with the seats both up, and over 600 litres when the seats are folded down. So all in all, quite a practical and spacious cabin. What is problematic is down at your feet, the brake pedal and the accelerator pedal are kind of placed too close together. Now we've talked about the value for money proposition and the practicality of the Nissan Magnite. Let's get to its drivability, because of course in its turbo variant the Magnite does look a little interesting. Now you get the Magnite with a choice of 2 options, a 1 litre naturally aspirated petrol that produces 79 horsepower, and the second turbo variant which we drove, which is the 1 litre turbo petrol that produces 100 horsepower. Now when you made it to a CVT, you would expect it to have a rubber band effect, which it does have, but not all the time. Even in the lower to mid range, you do not see the rubber band effect kicking in unless and until you get really heavy and punchy with your foot. The moment you start to get more out of it, because it does deliver in the starting, it does tend to get you a little on the back seat. What it does really well in terms of power delivery, especially on the highways, it loses on the brakes. The brakes are not the bitiest of the lot. It does not have a lot of that rubber band effect, especially in the low revs or in the mid revs. However, when you do get a little aggressive and expect too much out of it, it will let you down just a little bit. Apart from that, on the highway and at cruising speeds, you will just be very comfortable in the Magnite. It has really good suspension at higher speeds out on the highway, but at the lower revs, you would feel every pothole, every bump really breaking your back. The steering, however very light in the city traffic, does tend to get too light on the highways. It does sometimes lack a little bit of feedback. Overall, keeping in mind the buyer and the price in this particular segment, the Magnite delivers pretty decently in terms of driving capability. In case you need a lot more from your SUV, from your compact SUV, you can opt for this turbo Magnite variant. Otherwise, the AMT is suitable as well. Now overall, the Nissan Magnite does not seem so bad on paper, and trust me, it's not. At a very competitive price of rupees 6.75 lakhs for the automatic petrol variant, it just might be the most value for money compact SUV out on the market. Now yes, of course, you do have competitors with a lot of gizmos, attractive interiors, and yes, you could obviously opt for them. However, the Magnite gets a 4-star safety rating, does not do anything really badly, and is the poster child for Nissan's presence in India. Now you also get quite a lot of features. There is some bit of cost cutting as compared to the previous model, and in order to keep the pricing competitive, but you can't blame them for it, right? you get a very capable subcompact SUV that is worth a chance in the market. Thank you so much for watching this video. Do let us know in the comment section which one of its rivals would you pick, and do subscribe to the ET Auto channel.